بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على رسوله الأمين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحابته أجمعين ومن سار على نهجهم إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Welcome to another segment of Ramadan Revival. Today I want to deal with an issue that comes about very often. Many people seem to think that perhaps Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hates them, or that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants them to live in misery, and they give up hope and they complain about the condition and the state that they are in. So there are those who may be afflicted with some sort of physical ailment. They have health problems. There are people who have problems in their marriages. There are people who have problems with their children. We know that this is the way of life. People are not always, living at ease and comfort, and everything is going perfectly for them. And then they may look at others and start comparing themselves to others. Sometimes they compare themselves to non-Muslims, and they will say that how come good things only happen to non-Muslims, or good things only happen to bad people, and how come I'm the one that's always suffering? Why is Allah doing this to me? The reality is that this is a very serious matter, and we should understand a few very basic principles. First and foremost, لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون. As far as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is concerned, He is not questioned about what He does. But you and I, human beings, they are the ones who are questioned. That is, they are questioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As a matter of fact, you and I have absolutely no right to question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about what He does and how He does and to whom He does these things. The next thing is, and perhaps this is going to be something that is too difficult for some people to hear, because they've been influenced by the deviant who say that, Aqidah is not an issue we should be talking about. Well, when we talk about Aqidah, we are actually talking about our Iman. The reason that many people fall into this sort of problem, the reason that their minds go in that direction, is that they have not understood who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is our creator. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is perfect. If Allah jalla wa ala is perfect, then it is not possible that He does anything that is imperfect. Allah jalla wa ala describes Himself as being just. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us that He wrongs absolutely no one. He does absolutely no type of injustice to anyone whatsoever, not in the slightest bit. Allah jalla sha'nuhu tells us that He is all wise, that He is all knowing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that He loves His believing slaves. If we understand who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala truly is, if this aqeedah of ours is firm, then there is no way we will question what He does. We will not question why we are going through difficulties and so on and so forth. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. In this ayah and in other verses of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it known that yes, He is most certainly going to test us. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, and we most certainly shall test you. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ. All types of tests, whether it be fear, whether it be poverty, whatever the situation may be, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be testing us. Now, what is being tested is our faith. Do we truly believe in Allah Jalla wa ala? Do we truly believe that He is perfect, that He is all wise, that He knows what is to be done, and where it is to be done, and when it is to be done, and how it is to be done? All of these things are being tested. So if a person starts questioning the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then there is a problem with their aqeedah, there is a problem with their iman. This is what we need to get very clear in our minds. First and foremost then, if we are afflicted with any type of calamity, whatever that hardship may be, as I said, whether it be in ourselves, that is in our health, in our wealth, whatever, in our children, in our spouses, whatever that test may be, the first thing that we have to do is understand that this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Understand that there is a wisdom behind it. Whether we see it or not, there is a wisdom behind it. Therefore, knowing that this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we accept it. That is, we accept that Allah Jalla wa ala has decreed this for us. But we do not complain about Allah. We do not say that why did Allah do this? Why is He doing this to me? What is it that I've done to deserve this? This is the last thing that we should be doing, and this is the last thing that we should be saying. But rather, we say Alhamdulillah ala kulli hal, and then we turn to Allah Jalla wa ala and we beg of Him to change our state and to change our condition. We also look at ourselves and we think, now, is there something that I may have possibly done, and as a result of it, Allah Jalla wa ala is putting me through this test and through this very difficult trial? This is what will drive us to do a tawbah. That is, for us to repent to Allah Jalla wa ala and to beg of His forgiveness, and then to change our ways. For us to strive to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Know that whoever pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they will have a good life. من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فَلَنُحْيِيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبَةً. This is the promise of Allah Jalla wa ala. مَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا. Whoever works righteousness, whoever is obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever offers their prayers regularly, whoever pays their zakah, whoever fasts the month of Ramadan, whoever performs the hajj if they are in a position to do so, whoever keeps good ties with their families, whoever treats their families well, all of these things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala considers to be al-a'mal salihah, that is righteous deeds. Man amila salihan, whoever works righteousness, whoever practices Islam, whoever adheres to the teachings of Allah Jalla wa ala, man amila salihan min dhakarin aw untha, an equal opportunity religion. This refers to both males and females, men and women. Wa huwa mu'min. Here's the condition. If you work these righteous deeds while having faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, while believing in Him tabaraka wa ta'ala, while knowing who He is and what He deserves, and then granting Him or giving Him what He deserves, that is fulfilling our obligations towards Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَلَنُحْيِيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبَةً. The promise of Allah Jalla wa ala is that He will most certainly grant such people a good life. Now that good life, you and I also must understand what it is. The ultimate good life is not one of luxury, meaning that you don't judge whether a person has a good life based on the type of clothing that they wear, based on the type of home that they're living in, based on the type of car that they are driving. No, the really good life for an individual is when that person has peace of heart, and when they are content in their hearts, when they are satisfied, when they are tranquil, when they do not have these these evil thoughts in their minds and so on and so forth, but rather they feel tranquil and they feel comfort and they feel contentment. You don't have to be rich to be content. As a matter of fact, true richness is when a person is feeling content with whatever they have, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent their way. So this is what we have to understand. You cannot measure a good life through material things, but rather through that comfort and that contentment a person feels in his or her heart. When we look at many others, whether they be Muslims or non-Muslims, and they are far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in other words, they are very disobedient to Him and they do not fulfill their obligations towards Allah Jalla wa ala, it may appear that they are having a good life, but you and I don't know what they're going through in their hearts. You and I don't know what is really in their minds, and don't think that they will really share with you what is in their what is within themselves, what they are truly and honestly feeling. Don't think that they will necessarily tell you, but know this and rest assured, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا, that Allah Jalla wa ala tells us that anybody who turns away from His reminder or his remembrance. That is, whoever turns away from the Quran, whoever turns away from the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever turns away from the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكَ, that person will have a wretched and a miserable life. Once again, that wretchedness and that misery will not necessarily show in the clothing that they wear or the homes that they live in or the types of vehicles that they drive, but rather it is what is within their hearts, what is in their minds. It is what is happening in their souls. So be aware of this. Therefore, I say, if any of us is going through these difficulties, do not blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but rather know that this is a test from Him. And so what He is expecting is for us to turn to Him. He is expecting us that no matter what happens, even if once we turn to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, the change doesn't come immediately, we have to understand that He is listening to us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is seeing if we truly are worshipping Him for the sake of worshipping Him, or just for the sake of getting rid of our problems. Perhaps some people do these things, they make dua and so on, and actually their intention is wrong. They're doing it as a test. Will Allah change my ways or not? So really they're not worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the sake of worshipping Him, but it is as though they are testing Him. So I beg of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you and I all understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all wise. Whatever He sends our way, we accept wholeheartedly. We accept wholeheartedly, and we work towards changing. In other words, we try to be obedient towards Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, so He will change our condition. And rest assured that when you ask of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sooner or later the response will come. We don't know when the right time is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who knows. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.